All right, so for this one, we're going to be teaching a go through legs and sitting into a position between legs. Realistically, there's not very good reason to be doing this other than for fun and it looks cool, but a lot of people also like to do this when their dog maybe doesn't really like to be touched by other people and you potentially are in a crowd. This can kind of give your dog a little bit of space while you're over top of them. Also, it can be beneficial for larger dogs so that people aren't like bumping into your dog, stepping on their tail. It's kind of tucked out of the way. So again, it's a little bit more fun than anything else. But what I'm going to be doing with her is I'm going to be luring her through my legs with one hand. I'm going to be reinforcing her with that hand initially, and then I'm going to be luring her back through with my front hand. The first thing that you want to take into consideration as you're doing this is the starting position, the transition position, and then the final position. What are your expectations? So in the beginning, you want to keep everything exactly the same and as consistent as possible. So every single time I'm going to be having my dog either sitting or standing directly in front of me. I'm going to be having my lure in both my hands before I'm starting. And then when they're going around in the back, I'm going to be having her turn the same exact direction every time. You can switch directions if you want to, but keep it really simple for your dog in the beginning. Try to do exactly the same movements. I'm also going to be dropping the leash. I again have my camera crew here, so she might be a little distracted, but I'll be pretty much not using the leash much at all. So again, start your dog, make sure you have their attention, have lures in both of your hands. And for this behavior, I'm going to be having her go again through my legs as opposed to around my legs. So before anything else, I have her attention, and then I'm going to show her the lure with my one hand. I'm going to turn her around and I'm going to reinforce her with that lure, show her this one, and then reinforce her with this one. And then I'm going to repeat the same exact process. So restart her back in front of me in a sit, and then show her the lure here, around, reinforce her, and then back through and reinforce her. Good job, baby. And then back up into the front again. Good girl. Good. Through, reinforce, through. Yep. Very good, lady. Very good. All right. So that's going to be the first step. Make sure your dog is pretty fluid with that movement before advancing to the next one. Girl. So for the next one, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to not reinforce with the one lure, but I'm still going to use the lure. So I'm going to show her through, not give it to her, but I'm turning her, showing her the other one, and then I'm reinforcing her. Yep. Good. So again, show her through, not reinforcing, through, yep, reinforcing. For the next step, I'm now going to expect her to sit between my legs before I mark the completion of the behavior and reinforce her. So again, through, turn, through, up into a sit, yep, reinforce. Lure back to the front. Good girl, very good. Through, good girl, around, through, up into a sit, yep, and reinforce. So the next step, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be naming the command. So for her, I'm literally just going to say center. So I want to say the command as I'm doing the movement so that she associates that movement of going into center with the command. So that's going to be the next step. So center. Yep. She's got a slow sitting booty. That's good. Center. Yep. Very good. Good job. Good job. Very good. Center. Yep. Good girl. And then for the final step, really make sure you get a lot of repetitions of naming that command as your dog is doing the command before going to this next step, which is where you're going to be saying the command a split second before you do the movement. So if eventually you want to completely fade the lure, then what you want to do is you want to start with your hands neutrally at your side and wait for either eye contact, good, and say center, then quickly follow it up with the movement. Yeah.